What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. Today we are back in Rugby 22 because there's been some patch notes released for this game. So a little update to not just one set of patch notes, two sets of patch notes. I was literally about to sit down and make a video about the update that came out for this game when they went and released a whole nother one. So we've got a lot to look through today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to check on screen for you guys now the first set of patch notes. We'll have a quick read through, we'll have a look at the second set of patch notes, and then we'll go on and we'll play a game and we'll see if any of these patches have actually fixed anything on my game. So starting off here, we've got adjustments to the AI and gameplay features. The following New Zealand player body types have been updated. Sam Kane, Geordie Barrett, David Havili, Samsoni Taukeo, and TJ Piranara. Really weird why they wrote them back to front. I don't know why they didn't have their names the correct way around there, but there we are. Hair textures have been updated on the France and New Zealand teams to avoid the glittering effect. Now, the glittering effect did used to happen quite a lot in my game. I don't know why they've only done it for France and New Zealand. I mean, I know it's a French company and New Zealand is their big team they got in this year, but you think they'd just roll that out for every team rather than just fix two. Fixed an issue displaying gameplay HUD above 3D meshes such as players instead of under the team. Oh really? I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, so things just completely in the wrong place. I've not had that issue personally. Official ads for Top 14 and Pro D2 have been updated. Okay, I have also seen logos now appearing in the sort of changing of phase inside games. So when you switch to a line out, they have that little white thing go across the screen. They now actually have a logo on there, which is nice. Updated the France logo. Interesting. We'll make sure to check that one out. Fixed a crash occurring sometimes with the weather set on rainy day conditions in specific stadiums. I didn't know that was one. Some teams and players info has been updated, so they've updated a bunch of people. Of course, there was a whole issue with players not being in some teams. Players completely wrong in terms of stats. Some players are in the wrong teams, which was fun. We still haven't got Cheslin Colby or Teddy Thomas, even though Cheslin Colby's literally on the front of the box. Cheslin Colby is actually in the game somewhere because I played a guy online on multiplayer and he had Cheslin Colby in his created team. I just don't know how he got him. So we've had all those sorts of issues fixed. Weight and all the heights have been updated for several New Zealand players. Again, specifically New Zealand. I wonder why they've pushed so hard for New Zealand. So, they've changed Josh Law's name there. Yeah, so they changed a couple of players' heights and stuff. Okay, that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with upgrading to them. And then the photogrammetry. I can't say that word. Hair and beard improvements. France. Again, France and New Zealand. They are just pushing for France and New Zealand. So they fixed. What we've realised from that then is a bunch of hair. A bunch of hair has been fixed, and New Zealand and French players have been fixed. Awesome. So we'll check out now the second set of patch notes. This is the ones that came out literally yesterday for me. As I was about to play a game and do a video, this literally came out. So we've got fix some players' positions in some teams. Toulouse, for instance, when preparing the kicker in a ruck. Yes, this is one thing I tweeted at them about after they did the first set of updates. Is for some reason when you drop a kicker back in the pocket, you have about 3 players standing in front of him, so you couldn't actually get the ball to him, and it created a knock-on for whatever reason. Don't know why that is. Logos and jersey of the non-official national teams have been improved. Oh, interesting. So teams like England and South Africa, that will be the one that interests a lot of people. I imagine we'll definitely check that one out. Events menu now correctly displays the SP rewards. Didn't know that was an issue, but the menu system for the events thing isn't necessarily the best, to be honest. AI improvements, great. Sam Kane's body has been updated. he's got an upgrade, apparently. Online timers in menus have been increased to 1 minute. Wow, really? I felt a lot of games I've been playing online, I'm just sat there waiting for the other person. I don't really want that to be extended, but fair enough. PS5, some adjustments have been made to the grass to ease the impact on the frame rate. Wow, even the PS5 can barely handle this game. That's astonishing. Assorted bug fixes and minor tweaks. Right, fix crashes, which could occur during the tutorial match. I didn't have a crash in a tutorial match. I've had the game sort of break a little bit, and it sort of fixed itself. Which occur at the end of a quick match against AI if the AI wins the game. I have had issues in quick matches, but that's normally for trying to skip the end video very quickly. When going directly from either league or solo menus to the main menu, then going back to the league or solo menu. Oh, it actually crashed doing that. That's interesting. I've not experienced that one. Xbox Series X, which could occur when attempting to exit the options menu while setting up a quick match. Wow, there's so many crashes in this game. occurring during extra time past the 100-minute marker on the timer. Yeah, I've not necessarily noticed a crash. However, I have played one game going into extra time in my career mode, and I did notice when I went into extra time, you weren't allowed to make substitutions, which is strange. You could select the players to be subbed, but no matter what, they wouldn't actually come off, which was a weird sort of glitch I found. And then finally, the fixed bugs, preventing progress in the tackling training. I don't think I've ever had an issue with that. I've had the wrong player been selected for me by accident, but not necessarily prevented any progress. Affecting the kick range when the bomb is fully charged. Again, not noticed that one personally. Which displayed twice the current objective of an event when opening the current challenge menu during a match. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. So, yeah, I've not experienced that one myself. Which could make the alarm of a finish period ring indefinitely while during a scrum. I didn't know that was a thing. That's quite funny. And then finally, we have occurring in online game and preventing the client to see the away jersey in the team selection menu. Right, so a lot of sort of crash fixes mainly. It's astonishing how many crashes they've been. They've apparently fixed the hair. And some bugs of which I don't think I've even noticed. So we'll have a quick look here at the players. I'm trying to look out for any sort of hair sparkling effect. What do they say? They said, oh, in fact, let's check out the teams first. So England. The England kit has been updated. It's no longer that horrible yellow colour they decided to do. They have updated the England kit's now being all white. That's nice. What about the away kit? Quite generic, white and red, but, you know, they do have a red kit as well. So, you know, that's not terrible. They like this sort of rose symbol for England. The Fijian kit looks different as well, actually. They've got a more updated kit, so that's nice. I'm trying to think who else was even in this game. Samoa? Oh, they've updated the Samoa kit. I don't think Samoa were licensed in this game. The you know, it's generic, but at least it looks more like the Samoa team, so I'm fine with that. South Africa, I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in the South African. They've gone for all green. You know, it's not really like the official kit, but at least it would make you believe it's more like South Africa, so that's probably fine. Tonga. Hey, the Tonga logo's changed. The Tonga logo looks not that far off of Tonga, actually. The little bird on the back crest, all in red. That is pretty much what the Tonga kit is, from my own knowledge, off the top of my head. The away kit, just sort of white. Hey, but, you know, little changes like that. USA, I didn't know USA had changed. That a bit more reflects USA. The red, white, and blue. They've obviously got the stripes, they've got the eagle, they've got enough there representing the USA, and it's just sort of the inverse, really, for that kit. And then we go back to the start. Argentina, the logo looks a little bit better. I don't think the kit necessarily looks better. I'm not sure about that one. I think the Argentina kit might be the worst one out of all of them, but nice to see they've made some changes there. So, of course, what we're going to want to do is check out the two teams. They seem to have been patching out like anything for this update. So, first of all, we're looking at the hair sparkling. I'm not seeing any hair sparkling there, per se. So, we'll check out New Zealand-France as a game. Oh, they've got a new, like, blackout menu. I don't remember that being a thing originally, where it used to sort of zone out to get to the team. The players still look slightly blurry for me. I am playing on the Xbox One X. I still feel like the focus is ever so slightly off on the players and could just be sharpened up a bit more. The team management, so they've changed a couple of things around. We'll probably have a quick look through here, just some of the names, some of the stats. Sam Kane, we've still got no pictures for any of them, which is interesting. But they have now changed some of the names. I can't think who it was. Was it Josh? Someone? Oh, they got Braden Ennor in there now. I probably should add him into the team. I do like Braden Ennor. Josh Lord. Yep, so they've changed the names and stuff. So they have made a couple of changes to this New Zealand team, which is fun. I did also notice, just as a complete side note before we start the game, I was having a look. If you can see by the player names here, you've got the star rating of the players. And it was quite interesting that having a look through, of course, New Zealand there, a lot of their stars are rated as 3 players. In fact, I think all of them in the starting 23 are rated as 3 stars. They've obviously, it feels a bit sucking up to New Zealand that they've got so many 3 stars. Is everyone a 3-star? I'm pretty sure some people are maybe a 2-star player. However, it was quite funny. Oh, we can't see the France team. However, you go into the France team, there is actually like more 3-star players that play for France than any other team bar New Zealand in this game, which is astonishing. Seeing as France is rated like the 7th best team or something in this game, they have like the most 3-stars player. I just thought that was funny because it's, of course, a French game producer, so they've got to have the best team. But we'll get this game kicked off and we'll just see about some of the changes that have been made in-game. Alrighty, New Zealand versus France. Of course, we are playing in the night time because that's where they said they noticed the hair glittering effect going on. So we're keeping a little bit of an eye out just to see if any of the players' hair tends to sort of flicker. We still got no pictures for any of the New Zealand team, which is a bit of a shame. I would like them to add in those images. To be fair, I can't see any hair sparkling. It still looks slightly blurry. Oh wow, even a lot of the French team don't have pictures anymore. That's interesting. I wonder why they've not fixed that. Still doesn't look like Teddy Thomas might have been added into the game. But we'll get this game kicked off. We'll have a look. Keep an eye out for any hair sparkles as we see. And I thought as we just play through, I'll point out some of the things that I've noticed when playing a game as well. Apparently I'm choking. Okay, we'll notice some of the things that I've noticed along the way. So first of all, I'm going to swap the player width to as wide as it can go. That is a great kick there from France, really getting in the corner. As we'll have Geordie Barrett move up the way. Oh, it was not a great pickup from me there. We'll see if we can get in on the defensive. Now, this will be one thing to test. They've still not fixed the fact that the fullbacks don't turn, which I think is stupid. I don't know why they've not fixed that. The fullbacks sort of run like flat with the players and almost do like a moonwalk backwards. That is something I would really like to see fixed. That's one of the most sort of immersion breaking things I think in this game, is just that. The fact that they don't run or turn, they just sort of face the opponents. Right, we'll kick this out into touch. And we'll have a look at a couple of other things. The first thing I want to check out for you guys is in the tactics. Now, of course, New Zealand have a bit of a different setup. One thing I've noticed, we're going to change the pass chain to wide. Now, in Rugby 20, this was one of the best setups. Personally, I really like the wide chain in terms of passing. It allows you to get the ball out really far wide very quickly. However, I have noticed with that update, there seems to have been... Oh, can we pick that back? Well done, Retallic. There has been a couple of issues. So first thing is we will change our set play, if I can remember the button. Not switch sides. That's the one. Switch the preset. We'll switch to wide. Now, as you can see on the wide setting, with the widest attack width, look how close Geordie Barrett and Sam Whitelock are. Look at how... So if I pass now, I'll try and pass the second time. I literally can barely get a pass away. I have no idea why the wide setting is so close to the scrum half, just to show it's not a fluke. Here we go again. Ardy Salvea and Sam Whitelock are a metre away from my scrum half. So as soon as we get the ball, we try and get an offload. That's about as good as you can do because the set pressing is so far up the field. And we've been turned over. It's so weird. The starting players next to your ruck, basically your pillars or your first receivers, they are immediately next to your ruck. However, the rest of your players actually move further away from those starting players, which means it's really hard to get the ball. As you can see here, Quintapaya standing right next to the scrum. However, the other players are so far away. We'll also check out this drop goal situation. So they have now fixed it. Originally, I used to have players stand in the way of the player in the pocket for whatever reason. That's an awful kick. That's not where I expected that to go. So it looks like they have fixed that. We haven't noticed any hair glittering of these two teams. Again, very weird why they... Oh, we actually lost that, did we? Wow. I thought I was all over that. But it is very strange why they've just decided to only look at the New Zealand and France team. There's plenty of teams that need the hair glittering effect looked at. Maybe it's... I have no idea. Maybe it's just because it's their two main... Right, so we still are on the wide preset there. As you can see, look at the gaps that have opened up in my line. For some reason, the defensive setup of your team love to actually create gaps almost for your opponents. I'm not sure why. I know I'm playing on pro difficulty. Maybe it makes it slightly easier for them. We'll get over for a try, and we'll see how it develops in the second half. But yeah, it's still got a couple of issues. We will also go and have a look at the My Missions just after this game is over, just to test some other things. What else did they say in the thing? Sam Kane's body. I mean, I don't even know if Sam Kane is on. We'll quickly let's check Sam Kane on just to see if he looks any different. We'll check him on at flanker. Why not? We're going to test everything out. We'll check him on instead of Akira Ioane. Something else that was interesting that I did notice is now that I've just made that substitution at half time, they have now fixed that. I did notice in the old update, when you made a substitution at half-time, sometimes it wouldn't actually put the player on. So they have fixed that. That's nice. Now we've got to try and find Sam Kane in amongst all of these. Let's see if they've changed his body type so good that I can actually tell it's him from range. That would be an interesting one. Right, we'll just drive this maul up a little bit. Okay, we're going to prepare the kicker. Quintapaya is going to go in there rather than Bowden Barrett, who is literally stood next to it for some reason. Let's see if that can drop just within. Oh, just out. Looks like we're going all the way back. Wow, they're going for a three-man jump here. Now, the line-out system seems to have changed, actually. Even though I'm playing on Pro difficulty, I have been playing some games on Legend recently, and I feel like I was winning line-outs a lot easier than I am doing in this game. So maybe they've also changed the way the line-outs work. That interception was much nicer. There's been a lot of issues with interceptions in this game, not going the way they really should do, and balls bouncing off of players' heads and stuff. Right, we're still on the wide setup. Wow, look at the players. They don't even know where to stand on the wide setup. It's so weird. We've got 4 players stood in like a arch. How weird. Sam Cane did just enter the ruck there in the background. Don't know if anyone will have noticed that. I'm trying to just see Sam Cane sort of stand out a little bit. Yeah, so I still think they need to work on some of the different presets. Like, you know, players stood right next to someone else is really weird. I don't know what that does. We're going to, in fact, I've still got it on here. I'll swap the preset back, and we'll move them in a little bit. Joe Moody. So as soon as you change back now to a New Zealand attacking press, you can immediately see how the players have changed up, and suddenly there's way more room to work with. So the wide pass chain is no longer like a very good pass chain to go with, unfortunately. It seems like you're going to be... Oh, here's Sam Cane. To be fair, his hair's changed a little bit from what I recognise. He certainly looks like a bit of a beefier lad as we get taken down. Gil Ficou still on some big boy hits. Something else that I would like to see changed in this game is the tap and go system. I would love to be able to take a really quick penalty and just keep running rather than having to reload the page. Whereas now I'm going to press tap. We're going to slowly hit my boot. I'm going to stand stationary and get taken down 2 meters from where I took it. The quick penalty certainly isn't the best in this game for whatever reason. I don't know why they don't just allow you to take the penalty really quickly. You can take a throw really quickly, which is really nice, and you can really catch your opponent off guard sometimes. Oh, not a great pass to Will Jordan there. We'll try and spread this a little bit wider here. Let's try and get this down the line. I've also noticed defensive pressings for the AI on the opponent's team is really quick now. It can be really hard to just find room. And a couple of times I've also noticed players literally run like alongside your players, like waiting for the ball to get to them, and they can tackle them immediately. I'll see if I can try and get an example going here. It's not the easiest to do. Quinton Pyatt, look at this. Already someone was on Dan Cole. Someone literally ran out of the line to meet the tackler there. So I kind of feel maybe they should try and work on the offside line. That scrum half then for France was absolutely offside. I didn't hear the siren go in the background. Maybe it did. I didn't hear the finale siren. We'll just try once more just to see if this drop goal thing is working properly. Looks like it is. We'll end this game at 7-0 as my players go and run in front of my kicker. Great move. But yeah, looks like they've made some updates. Geordie Barrett's face is highlighted to no end. The highlight at night time is not the greatest, I would probably say. But there we are, 7-0. The SP point system is also still quite weird in this game. I have no idea why it's so sort of low SP point rewards. I just won a game on Pro in a 5-minute game, and I got like 3,000 SP points, considering a pack that you want to buy is about 60,000. You know, 20 games to buy one pack could be quite a lot. Okay guys, and finally before we end off today, we will go over to the My Missions. There's still a couple of issues that I've noticed in the My Missions thing. I have been able to get quite a few of them be completed. The 5 defensive bonuses, I'm still not really sure what that is. I can't find any challenge cards or anything like they used to have back in Rugby 20. I don't really know what that bonus is. If any of you guys know, feel free to drop that down in the comments. Have a look at some of the other things. Sell 50 players, yeah, I haven't really sold any players. There are a couple that are still broken. We will unlock some of these. So, use all the substitutions in 5 matches. For whatever reason, doesn't work. Don't know why. I have done this in quite a few games just to test it. Done it in quick matches, done it in a career mode. For whatever reason, doesn't work. So we're still waiting on that one. Make 50 tackles with the last defender. Again, I've done a bunch of them. That one doesn't work either for some reason. Steady scorer, convert 25 penalties. I've certainly kicked a couple of penalties. That one's not tracking very well. Healing, it's very hard to heal players from injuries. They don't really ever be injured back in the career mode, so I'm not sure how anyone does that. Because even though you pick up an injury in a game, they're not injured when you go back to the main menu, so I'm not sure how to actually heal players. Win a match against all teams in a division. Again, in career mode, you sort of do that by default, and yet that one's not done. We haven't done any of the optional careers. We haven't done any of them. So all the rest of them still looking pretty fine. Play 5 quick matches with different teams. I've absolutely done that. I've probably played well over 50 matches, and that one doesn't track either. Some of them not tracking, bit of a shame. And then finally, the event system that they said is you can take part in the events. This has now changed. A bit of an overlap there between what date it is and the reward. But yeah, they have done a couple of these now. This used to just be a bit bland. It was like play 1 game or play 1 online match. But it is a good way to get packs. You can get 2 French packs here. I've just noticed that. I've got 4 days to do this. I will absolutely be doing this. Play a match between Ireland and Wales. Play a match between Scotland and England. Play a match between France and Italy. Obviously, with the 6 Nations coming up, they are getting ready for that. So nice to see they've changed that. So overall, nice to see they're updating the game. Nice to see the patches. I'm liking they've changed some of the international kits to look a little bit better. Nice to see they've changed that event section. And have changed some in-game graphics and some of the mechanics in the game, which is nice. It's nice that they're sticking with this game and updating this game. I am enjoying this game, and hopefully if they stick with it, this game can become a very, very good rugby game that a lot more people enjoy. But of course, guys, that's going to be it from me today. If you guys want to drop down in the comments your thoughts on the patch notes, what you've experienced from their updates coming in, and what you still want to see come into this game, make sure you drop it down in the comment section, because I enjoy having a read through, and it's the only way Rugby 22 are going to be able to find out is watching videos like this, and of course checking out your guys' thoughts down in the comment section. If you've enjoyed this one today, make sure you drop it a like, and to keep up to date with all of the Rugby 22 news as it comes out, make sure you subscribe to the channel just to keep up to date with when those videos are released. I will see you all next time, guys. Bye bye.